Hey guys, just wanted to give you a short clip before I go over some long line work stuff. So I'm parked over there. You can see the Subaru. Something Maxine noticed first and mentioned to me, and then it really made me notice it immediately because she had already kind of warned me. With us, he gets crazy excited when he arrives somewhere, whining, can't do his basic obedience. He'll sit and then pop up or down, and then I take a tiny little step or movement, he pops up. Those are the moments we really go after to set a tone. Before I'm right out of the car, I'm not even over here yet, and I work him outside the car. Find that moment to set a tone. And then I go over engagement work, which is turns, fast to slow pace, making sure he's hanging in each position or each pace that I choose for a longer period of time than normal before we go on to the next change or pace change, things like that. These things are really important before you go to an environment like this that is so busy and just so, packed with different things. Even if you're just going to, PetSmart to work your dog, you might not even get in. You might be right outside of your car on the sidewalk, setting a tone for your dog for 15 minutes before you even head in. For him, it only takes really about 5 minutes or so, but it's very necessary and helps a lot. So a little tip before we get into the long line clips. So we've got quite a few dogs out here that are unruly and barking. One even tried to bite a jogger's ankle. That was sad. It was a Chihuahua, so they get away with everything, right? Anyway, wanted to talk some about the long line work with Goose. I do downstay recall to clue him in when he's misbehaved or not listen to me, because sometimes this is not this e-collar, this slip leash, this gentle leader, this prong collar. I don't care if you're using a martingale to try to get your dog's attention. Some dogs, it does not give you much leverage, and that is him. Just tapped at a 30 for him not laying down, and all he did, he actually stretched out his back legs comfortably and was like, oh, I'm supposed to lay down. Oh, okay. At a 30 on a bus. And, that would make my border collie, never chase a squirrel for the next 6 months of his life. So my point is every dog is different. So with Goose, especially with his attitude and insecurity, which leads to this need to feel aggressive sometimes, and also be a bully to his family sometimes, all of this stuff that works together for him is going to be more relationship than anything else, because the tools only give us so much leverage sometimes. So a lot of that is repetition, which his owner has done a lot of. Goose, come, good boy, down. No, come, down. Good. So that was me setting a tone at a high level. He's done that twice in a row, even though I've cued him at a lower level for the down. When he's like about out there, a couple of times I'll cue him low to slow him down. And by third time, runs past me. That's enough. That's my relationship talk right there. Because if he gets aggressive, it is really hard to influence his brain. I can barely do it when he's calm like this. So it's super important to find these moments with a dog like him to be like, you have to listen to me. I'm sorry. In this crazy, busy world with all this stuff going on, you still have to listen. And so it's better to find these small moments to set a tone, because with him, you just can't sometimes with the bigger moments. So the more you target these small moments, you won't have the bigger moments. That's a way to work on relationship, especially with a dog like this. Some of you spoiled people out there with sensitive dogs, you can just only correct your dog for chasing squirrels and only correct your dog for a little bit of dog reactivity. And they don't even need that much context or relationship work because of their temperament. They're more sensitive, things like that. But not everybody gets that luxury. Goose, come. Good boy. Down. Oh, look at that. Yeah, thank you. It is worth noting that not only has he worked on this with his board and train with us almost every day, but he's worked on it for a long time with his owners as well. So it's not like he doesn't understand COME and down. Like, he absolutely does. I think that's important for you guys to know, is that it's not some brand new dog. This is a trained dog, already trained on e-collar, that is having aggression issues and insecurity issues that are both working together to really make him and his family's life difficult. Goose, come. Yeah, good boy. Good job, good job. Down. Very nice. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. So that moment that I corrected him earlier, we've had all these off-leash dogs. They've kind of gone now, but he's doing downstay work because he was getting amped by these yappy off-leash dogs. So if one came up to him and he wanted to go after it because he goes after things that he thinks is misbehaving, if that was the case, I would be able to give a verbal and a lower E-collar tap, and he would be more likely to listen to me because I set a tone with him. That's really important to know. He's like, wait. All right, so as everybody leaves, because the park is closing because of curfew, as everybody leaves, I'm going to work with him a bit and then get out of here. Good. Got an unruly German Shepherd ahead. As soon as he notices him, I'm going to cue him at an 8. Oh, we're pooping. Okay, never mind. Hit a pause button on that. Shepherd, let's go. Come on, let's go. Yeah, good boy. Good boy, let's go. Goose, come. Yeah, good boy. Down. Good. And he can look at the dog. That's fine. She's just pulling really heavily, as you can tell. No, let's not stare at the dog quite that long. You can look, but not quite that long. So, and that's the thing. He can look, but he can't really. No. Good boy. No. I'll unpack this in a second, guys. This may not make sense to some of you. It's a couple of things. Why am I cueing a dog that I just said is really well trained? Well, I'll tell you why. No. When you get a dog that is not sensitive to tools, and you get a dog that struggles listening, he's insecure. That's what the looking was about. Not because he was hyper-focused. It's a different thing. And he hyper-focuses on something. I want to go ahead and tap him on the shoulder a bit more firmly than just a verbal. It helps them. These willful, pushy dogs with aggression issues. Not that he's blowing up at every dog. He's not. It's just occasionally a dog that he doesn't think is behaving properly. But that's that insecurity. I want to go ahead and tap him on the shoulder as well as do the verbal. And then this is what I do. I say, well, we use tone as well, but not with all dogs, but he's trained on tone. But I went ahead and tapped stem. I say, dog, come, scroll up, wait for him to not listen. So while I was moving back, when I said come, I had scrolled up. So, well, not that far, but I had scrolled up. So I was ready for him to make a bad decision. I'm always ready for most dogs to make a bad decision, honestly, unless I know them inside and out. So there's that. Now, why did I say he's allowed to look? And then I changed my mind, and at a low level, I think I went to a 5, then I went up to a 10, then I went back down to a 7. But why was I playing around with those lower levels? To not let him look. I let him look initially because it was a soft look. But the lingering hyper-focus, the fact he couldn't turn his head away, that is his insecurity. Sorry, I'm getting a poop bag out. That is his insecurity. And so that's why I was disagreeing with that. He put his head down, he looked away, but then he had to look again. That is his insecurity. So that's what I was disagreeing with at a low level to help him learn not to care about his surroundings, which is really hard for him. It's important though. It's about the state of mind. It's about the small stuff. So anyway, guys, I hope that makes sense to you. Gives you a few tips on what you could be needing to do with your own dog that you're not. Like that, even that right there, like I'll see how he looked away right away. That's okay. He heard a noise. It's people getting in and out of their car. They're packing up. He looked and he looked away. That's fine. A little bit of concern, disengage. What if he looks and he doesn't disengage? Hey, no. Good. Let him observe. No big deal. See what he does. If he seems like he's following one person creepily, I'm at a 4. No. Good. Low interrupters. These are not some big corrections. I am just interrupting this cycle of insecurity, which loads and loads and loads. And then he unleashes it on his family and in other instances. No, Good. I don't know if you saw that big breath in and breath out. This is a lot of, call it psychological hacking. It's a micromanaging as well. I don't want to always micromanage, but it's good to do it at this lower level. He still is he's watching these people move, and there's the tiniest bit of concern. I'll let it go for a little while, and then if he locks on one person, because he hasn't yet, and just follows that one person. No. Good boy. That's what I mean. He's very insecure with stuff going on around him. You wouldn't know it because he's so well trained. Unless you were really honed in, you wouldn't even be able to tell. Most people wouldn't be able to tell. No, you're all right. Don't worry about that. We won't get arrested, I promise. Good boy. It's just the cops telling us to get out of here. Curfew. No. Good. Which we absolutely will